Hi, this is Andor Gyulai knocking out a review for a team I coach, Ben Vort and Branden Clemens. I think they are really good players. They're playing Ryan Doherty and Billy Allen. Should be fun. These kids are moving up on the world, so it's going to be interesting watching how they do against this pretty good team, in my opinion. Okay. So there's a few different things that we've been looking at and trying to focus on in terms of their game. So you'll hear me talking a lot about it as we're going through this. But I think it'll be interesting. You know, this is a very good team. Uh, Ryan, the 7-foot avatar, and Billy's a great defender and got a lot of great shots. Ben, this was the thing that was most noticeable for me. Now, notice like where you pass the pass location. This is almost in that what we spoke about. We break the net up into three zones: outside front, middle, outside, middle back, and then outside back. So this pass location is a lot more like almost, I'd almost put this one more here, is almost like middle front, which basically allows him to give you a much better trajectory on this ball. Watch this trajectory. See how the trajectory is a lot more up and down? So this trajectory went from here to here, okay? So it makes it very easy to do your shot and very difficult for both of them, okay? But it all started with your pass location. Wow. And Branden passes well, it sets well, at least bump setting. So I think we got to look at that. And then also in that play, we didn't run a back set, but you know, I want to be thinking about that. Okay, that goes back to it. Look, they're pretty much in system. Now, what's interesting here is he has an interesting read. So, like, he has a poker. Like, when you look at his hit location, you didn't really pick up on this, either Branden or Ben. So, I was kind of disappointed about this. So, both of you guys are not reading the header well. Like, Branden, I think you're not watching the header. So notice your eyes are looking up at the ball. I need you watching this header more. So this is a big problem that I noticed, Branden, in terms of your blocking. You're not moving on to the header fast enough. Ben, this is killing me, bro. Look at these hands. Like, that's a joke. We got to fix that now. Okay, so let's fix that and get our hands sorted out. I don't want to see your hands. The other thing is, notice you didn't stretch step forward. You stretched step sideways and you did an extra move on contact. So your feet need to be wider, in my opinion. Your shoulders need to be above or in front of your knees, and your knees need to be in front of your ankles. So you almost need to be leaning forward and then coming forward into this play. You're kind of sitting back in it. And then look at this. You're doing an extra fake move, which you can't do anything with. So you need to be here on contact and into the stretch step, straight into the crossover, and you're just late. Okay, good feedback for both of you guys. You guys need to fix that. Also, I feel like Ben, this entire match, you were not playing to our game plan defense, which is we play the shots. Like you're trying to dig hard driven balls the entire match. And I think if you had just not even tried and you had just dug only shots, so just stand in the angle and only run the line shot the entire match and never ever once try to dig a single hard driven ball, you would have dug 50 times more balls than you did. Branden, this was interesting on the serve. It's almost like you didn't force it where you wanted it. I watched your action. I saw this earlier. Notice how your hand turns. How your hand turns. So you don't have a straight line. So you did a weird thing with your hand. You didn't push it in the direction you wanted it enough. So notice your hand here, Branden. You're trying to dig that, push that ball straight, so your hand needs to follow through in a straight line in order the trajectory, but you turn your hand and then you do a weird thing with your arm. So that was interesting for me. Also, if you're trying to do a short serve, don't turn your wrist like that. I would just keep it straight and just go straight in, so your hand finishes towards target. Increase your consistency dramatically. But Branden, you serve much better than Ben this match, in my opinion. Your serving was great. It was very exciting. All the hard work we put in on your serving is paying off. Okay, now this is interesting for me. Okay, this ball was shot out too much. Okay, so that's a perfect pass. And this is the problem that we're talking about, Branden. Look at your shoulders. We don't know where that ball is going. Is it going up here? Is it going over here? Is it going out here? Ben's got no idea because of your shoulders. So you need to rotate your shoulders so that you are square onto the net. So you need to be facing almost Ryan in terms of your position. Also, your set location on this should be an up and down. Okay, and a few feet inside. Okay, it doesn't need to be all the way to the pin. You basically gave Ben nothing because of your shoulders. He didn't know where you're setting, and then you shot this ball out. So he was expecting an up and down set, and he couldn't get it because of your shot location, because of your shoulders. If you had instead faced your shoulders onto the net, that ball, even if it went over the net, he would know how to deal with it. Nice block by Ryan. Ryan's finally getting a lot better. Okay. Ooh, stop. Okay, Ryan hit the net on this play. I mean, hit the antenna on this play. Okay, Branden, this is a bad play for me. Okay, so Ben gets this, and you go for a short tip. Look how obvious it is you're going on this. When you're dealing with a team of this caliber, unless you're going to do something special and magnificent, like you can't do that shot. That's not going to work on these guys. So for me, this is taking out the trash opportunity. Like my thoughts are, you got to play deep middle here and hit this ball. You need to hit deep corner. Okay. Also, if you're going to do this shot, you can't give this away this early. Look how early you're giving it. Give away. Billy's watching you the entire time. He's like, oh, nice. And then you guys give him an easy ball, which they're just going to crush into. So for me, that's unacceptable. Like, those are the ones that we can't. We have to get better at taking out the trash. Remember what great looks like. Those are things we can't do. We gave them like 100% side-out ball in that. Like, if you hit it in the deep corner, you might reduce them down to 70% or 80%. But you can't give them that because they're 100% at that. You guys can see Ryan hit the antenna on that play. When you get an ace. I know, you know my thoughts. We spoke about this earlier, Ben. Way to get an ace, but I still think we should be jump spin serving right now, not jump float serving. Ben, you should get that ball. You have a shot at that ball. The reason you don't touch it is look at your arms. Arms are locked in, killing me. And notice where this ball goes. If you had had your arm out, look at that. If you had just had your arm out, Ben, like you could have had a shot at that ball. Look at that. That's right next to you. It's a foot away. So if your arms were out wide, you could have just made a move with your right arm and dug it either with your fist or on your forearm. Okay? But you completely missed that opportunity. Branden, you're not out of the woodworks either. Look at this move. You're making a double move. So your left hand should be straight on the ball right now. So your left hand should be straight on the ball. Your right arm should go straight across like this. Notice how you make two moves. So you're late on the move. Okay? If you had just pushed straight into the move with your left hand, so if this left hand here had just gone straight to where it should have been there and pushed, okay, so penetrated, you may have got this. See how you're late on your move? You might have blocked that ball. Also, Branden, watch how you're watching the wrong thing. Look how you're watching him, Branden. Look at your eyes. Your eyes are not on the hitter. Look at your eyes, Branden. Your eyes are not on the hitter. You're watching the ball, 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 watching the ball. You never once take your eyes onto the hitter, so you never make a good move on this play. That's really interesting. It's cool that we picked that up. So that was a great video. So double move on that Ben, on Branden, and then didn't watch the header. Ben, your arms are not outside your body in that play. So you basically are digging like no court. What's interesting is I think you went for that short serve first and you just started the match. I think you should have started off with like a deep serve and then built into that. Especially with Ryan and you serving Billy short. Like that doesn't make sense in any way. I would be serving Billy deep. And then that stops Ryan from basically trying to set it. Or hit on two at least. That was a great up, Ben. Look how much harder you make the play, Ben, because your arms are not outside your body. Like that ball is, look how you have to move outside. Remember, your arms go faster in than out. But when you start your arms inside, it's slow to react out. Also, Branden, this goes back to our thing. You guys got lucky on this play. But again, when we're taking out the trash, okay, don't push the ball short. It's very difficult to get a kill. And look at this lobby shot that you're pushing short. This is not going to fall on any kind of a decent team. Like, you got to push that ball deep. Branden, look at what you're looking at. You're not looking at the header in any way. You're not even near the attacker because you're watching the ball. Then you're making a double move. Look at your double move. One move, two moves. So, yeah, those are problems that we have to fix and get better at. Take that camera. We shouldn't have to see that hip motion of you when you serve an ace. I hope that doesn't become your calling card now, Ben, because that was pretty embarrassing. What's interesting on that serve is you didn't throw it up and down. Just, I don't know if you're trying to get topspin on this. You didn't go up and down. You didn't just get it spin low with lots of up and down toss. It wasn't your normal thing from what I saw. Also, your serve location is not the right place. You should be serving this ball into Billy. So your goal on that serve is to try to serve Billy and then get with spin so that Ryan can't hand set it or he has to bump set and it goes off. So you guys are not following our game plan in terms of our serve on that play. Yeah, I saw that, Branden. You just didn't get behind that ball and drop your inside shoulder, your left shoulder on that play. You also didn't drive it to target. You let it bounce off your target. You didn't force it where you wanted it. Your shoulders are better there. Notice your shoulders are better, and it's a little bit more clean of the set. Notice your shoulders are a little bit more squarer to target. Not much, but they are definitely more onto the net. So it's easier for Ben to know where to go. And Ben just misses it. But that was a much, much better, in my opinion. That was a much better play. So that makes you look much better. Set was better. Everything was better. Wow. Ryan missed a lot of serves, man. That's his third missed serve at this stage. Crazy. Just killing them. You've missed 2 at this stage, Brandon. So notice the difference on this hit. Can you tell the read yet? It's pretty obvious. You can, like, Ryan has a huge read that neither Ben or Brandon picked up on. Neither of you guys picked up on. Do you guys get the read yet? If the ball's over his right shoulder here, he hits angle. If the ball is over his head or over his left shoulder, he shoots line. It's so obvious. Like, and he does it almost every single time, at least in this match. So here's a very easy read. So you should just be standing there and watching where the ball is relative to his shoulder. Basically, be in the angle. If he basically has a ball that goes where he times it over his inside left shoulder or his head, just run the line shot. Like, that's how I would play him. So, like, that's angle. Just wait, like, here, seam. And then if it's outside, you're going angle. And if it's outside his body on his right shoulder, you go angle. And if it goes over his head or on his left shoulder, just run the line. That's how I would play him. What's crazy, Ben and Brandon, is you guys didn't pick up on any of that. Like, not once. It was pretty shocking for me. Again, that's a ball you could have got, Brandon, if you had just stuck your bloody arm out. Look how slow you are to get to that ball. Like, that ball is a foot away from you. Like, you should have a touch on that bloody ball. Like, look at that. Like, there's no excuse for that. Like, that's a ball you should touch. Like, that's in your wheelhouse and your range. But because you don't have your arms outside your body, you don't touch anything. Like, we got to fix that. That's a good block by by Brandon. Brandon, that's a better block by you. I like that you're taking air and you're taking seam. I like that a lot. And you're following him. Okay. You're still not watching the hitter enough. Okay, much better. Good block. Ben, you got to touch that ball. That's inexcusable. That's your third ball at this stage that you should have touched, but because your arms are locked in, you didn't touch it. 3, and we're at like 7 points. Like, this is unbelievable. Come on. Okay, they're blocking you ball. Bad serving day. Must be the weather. Okay, right shoulder, but look where he's taking that attack from. He's taking it from the middle of the court, so obviously he's going to go angle. I don't know why you would send someone here. Like, what I would try and do with Ryan is play him on the pin. Like, I would play him on the pin, serve him on the line, wait in the angle, let him hit angle at you, and then try and shoot that line because the line's going to be much smaller on him. So his line shot's not going to be as accurate. Make that line shot small. And he goes so high over down the line. So I would try and cut that off. But instead, you guys are serving him in the middle of the court. So I would not serve him there. I would serve him down his line like we always talk about. And you're not playing into a game plan right now. You guys are not doing that effectively. Okay, so this was a very good play for me, Branden and Ben. I want to just show you guys. Like, I was very excited about this, and I feel like we're not doing this enough. So you had a bad pass. You just passed it high. But, Branden, notice how you got outside and you got ready to attack. That gave Ben a nice big target by the pin. He set that ball. I want some spin on this ball. Notice there's no spin. So, Ben, you need to put some top spin on this ball to make it easier for Branden to hit this. Big hard angle swing. Very, very difficult to stop. Notice how he makes two moves, Branden. You see how Ryan makes two moves? Notice he doesn't lead with his thumbs and he makes two moves. So his arms were right and then they were incorrect. You see how he made a bad move there, Branden? Okay. Hey, he is pulling a Ben. Notice his arm started inside his body, Ben. Okay. But I like that set and that play. Okay, now this one, this was bad. Like, notice the difference. Like, Branden, you should have, as soon as you dug this ball high, you should have run to the same thing as the previous play and got into the pin and given Ben a big target to and set you outside with topspin. Now you're hitting a ball from the pin with topspin, and you guys might have that same thing as the last play, but instead you don't do that. Oh, you got lucky. I'm sorry, but that's not a good play in my opinion. And that had more to do with Ryan's bad footwork. Pull, 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 pull. And Ryan not reading that it was a decent shot, but yeah. Yeah, you gotta dig that. That's a bad pull, Ryan. Sorry, buddy. Ben, look how you squatted in. Notice how you're jumping sideways. You're not jumping forward. Like, don't move sideways. Just move forward. Branden, you didn't get a good read on him. You didn't watch him. You watched the ball. So that's your ball. You could have blocked that. Like, you got to block that earlier. If you had made an earlier move and read on him, you would have gotten that. Then you jumping to the side. Like, don't even play hard driven balls at this stage. Just play shots. Like, you dig more balls at this stage. My shot. Ugly, but nice. Again, I think there's a little bit more of a tell. Notice I think, let's see if he's giving it away again. It's above his right shoulder, so that's better. It's a much better shot. Branden, Ben, look at your move again. Look at your feet. This is horrific, buddy. Like, why are you jumping into this angle? Like, this is that USA volleyball crap where you basically start middle and then go angle or line. Like, just start in the angle and go forward. Like, or the other thing is, like, try to shape his mind. Like, act like you're going to go in the other direction or do something. Like, watch that video that I did with St. John Smith where St. John's like, you know, I don't want him to go line, so I'm going to, like, do anything. I'm going to stand in the line so that he doesn't go there, so he doesn't think it's available. You do none of the shaping of the mind. You're just like, I'm going angle, he's blocking line, and blah, blah, blah. Like, stop it. Like, it's useless. You dug no balls. Sorry to be so brutally honest. It's frustrating. I apologize, man. But it was a little frustrating. And this is stuff we've worked on now for like 2 months. We got to fix this now. Like, it would have been better just to like stand in the middle and only run his line shot and not dug a single hard-driven ball. Where's the back set? Yeah! First one. Unstoppable. See how easy it is? Learn auto response because it's super easy to orientate the blocker. The blocker has to move. The defender has to move. And we got a huge wide open court. Look at that. And because of it, Ryan can't block properly because he's moving. Ryan's not blocking properly. He doesn't line up correctly. He's reading better, but he's completely. And Billy's making a move. Oh, super easy. Learn auto response. Bye-bye. Why don't I see that more? Nice play. Branden. Ben, I saw none of that from you this match. I was very disappointed. Or minimal. Great shot. Way to get to the pin and way to run that almost like a 2-ball up and down. I love that play. Everything about that was very nice. Ben, that's your ball. Come on, buddy. It's like just... I cannot emphasize this enough. Just don't guess. Just stand in the middle and just run the line. Like, you'll dig more balls at this stage. Okay, this was interesting for me. Now, Branden, this is you not getting into new habits. Like, what's interesting for me is that this is like, I'm yet to see like a pokey. Ben, notice how Billy comes in. This is like just great defense. See, this is what I'm trying to teach you. Like, look at how he comes in on the stretch step and he's neutral in middle. Look at that. Like, that's what I need you to do, Ben. Look at this. Notice his arms are outside his body. Easy crossover. Boom. He doesn't even take more than one step. He literally just stretch steps, crossover, up. Okay. That has to be fixed. Branden, I don't think it's a bad shot, but I feel like you just did that shot. So for me, I'm like, what I feel frustrated is I feel like you've got a nice deep shot, but you're not using your Steino short pokey enough. So now defenders are starting to cheat on you. You've got to develop that shot, a short Steino pokey, and then also a short cut shot in front of the defender. So you need to get a short ball here, a short ball here. It's almost like a roll shot. You see Alisol sometimes do it. Oh, look at those arms, Ben. Oh, how's those arms? Oh, that ball came right past you, Ben. You could have reached that with one arm. But instead, you don't reach anything because look where your hands are starting. Sorry, Ben, I'm going to hammer you on this. Branden, look at your feet. You did a negative step to pull. You should have either just pulled from there or you got a step close. So your decision-making process was bad there. But Ben should have dug that ball. He had a shot at it, but he had his arms locked in. 14-12. Where's my option? Exit, unstoppable. Ba-ba. Every time. We have to run that. And Ben, I want to see you do like a fake head or something. Like, this is like an amazing play. Like, I wouldn't even mind if you set the ball over the net occasionally. Just like, look at this. Everyone is going back. Like, just push that ball here. Like once. Just set it over the net so that you force Hicks' law on them so that their response complexity even slows down more. Okay, so Ben, you got to maybe set that ball over occasionally or hit the ball on two or do something. Okay, Branden, beautiful. I love it. It's unstoppable. For those of you guys that haven't seen, I put out a great article on this and how this basically results in a much faster OODA loop, and basically it eliminates the decision making. So you basically OOA on your OODA loop, which basically is extremely effective, and you can have learned auto response on the attack. Also, you take advantage of your peripheral vision, basically in terms of how your eyes pick up movement, and because the block is moving, the defender is moving, it's much easier to orientate and see them and read them more effectively. Interesting stuff. Okay, I'm going to wrap up this video there. See more videos, go to volleyball1on1.com. Ben and Branden, sorry if I was a little harsh, but yeah, there's some things that we keep doing and we need to fix it now. So let's improve. Yeah, cheers.